Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, then please don't forget to subscribe. My name is Mamushi. In today's video, I'll introduce you to my new muse. This is Rumour, and I'm so excited to show you how I did the simple smoky look on this gorgeous lady. So please keep on watching. Thanks. I started off with her eyebrows. I'm using the MAC eyebrow styler in the shade Spiked. It's a dark brownish shade, and I am starting at the bottom of her eyebrow just to shape the bottom part, and then I'll fill out the rest of the eyebrows. She did not have her eyebrows done, but they were easy to outline. And as you can see, it was pretty fast. I fill in the middle and the end parts and just leave the beginning part as a nice natural fade. So I do this by using the spoolie part of the eyebrow pencil and blending the product into the eyebrow itself, and yeah, just to give it that nice shade and blend in the product into the eyebrow as well. Now I'm taking a foundation that's matching her shade to outline, clean up and sharpen the shape of the eyebrow. So I'm putting it in the bottom part of her eyebrow, and I'll also apply on the top part of her eyebrow just to sharpen that look. The foundation that I'm using is Fenty's Profilt'r foundation in the shade 360. And the brush that I'm using is the PLOUISE flat brush. After that, I apply the PLOUISE eyeshadow base in Rumour 2 with a flat brush, and I'm applying this all over her eyelid and under her brows. And then to blend it out, I'm using a concealer brush. This is from Sephora, just to blend the eyeshadow base with the foundation that I had applied earlier. For the eyeshadow, I use the LORAC Pro Matte eyeshadow palette, which has a combination of browns and nudes and a black shade. For this look, I used only 3 shades: a dark brown, a skin tone brown, and a black eyeshadow. I started with the dark brown shade using a big blending brush, and I used this to apply the shade all over her crease. And then I took the light brown shade just to help blend out the dark brown shade on top of the crease and under the brows. So I use a back and forth motion, and as you can see, I'm just holding her forehead up a little bit just to make sure that her skin is taut around the eyes and the eyeshadow is applied everywhere. Next, I'm taking the black eyeshadow using a smaller shading brush and applying it on the lower part of her lid closer to her lash line. And basically what I'll be doing is going back and forth between the black shade and the dark brown shade, just to make sure everything is blended out and there are no sharp lines basically. Both eyes are now done. I'm just going back to the black eyeshadow and a small detailing brush just to apply some eyeshadow on her lash line like eyeliner. And then next I'm using the Benefit They're Real mascara, and I'm just holding her eyelid just to avoid the product from going all over her eyelid and onto my finger instead. Before I finish off the rest of her eyes, I'm just going to do her base makeup. I'm applying primer. This is from Cinema Secrets, and I'm using a flat foundation brush to make sure the primer is applied evenly all over her face. Next, with a makeup sponge, with a damp makeup sponge, I'm applying the Fenty Beauty Profilt'r foundation all over her face and making sure it's covered evenly as well. I'm more of a sponge person and not a brush person when it comes to foundation and concealer. I feel that it distributes the makeup nicely and evenly. Now moving to concealer, I'm using a small makeup sponge. This is from Real Techniques, and I'm using the JUVIA'S Place concealer in number 18 and applying it just to brighten some points of her face, like under the eyes, her forehead, her upper lip and her chin, and using the same sponge just to blend it on her face. Now for contouring, you all know that's my most favorite part of the makeup. I'm using the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation in F13 and applying it just on the places I'd like to contour. And then with the same small makeup sponge, but on the other side, not the concealer side, I'm just blending out the contour on her cheeks, her forehead, and on her jawline. After applying the concealer and the contour, I use the MERCIER Translucent Loose Setting Powder and apply the powder where I had applied the concealer. I didn't bake, but I just made sure to use a generous amount of powder because Rumi has oily skin, and to make the makeup last longer as well. Then just to accentuate her contour, I used the NYX 3 Steps to Sculpting palette in Deep, and it's a powder, so I use that above the contour stick foundation that I had used earlier, just to set the contour and not let it budge. Again, I'm using it on her forehead, on her cheeks, and on her jawline, and I'm using the contour brush from Real Techniques to do this. After I had done that, I sprayed Rumi's face with a setting spray, and then I reapplied the powder just to make sure the oil is controlled, because it was early through the day and she needed the makeup to last the whole day. Then with the same sculpting palette from NYX and a small brush, this is the Karaja number 8 brush. I use this to contour Rumi's nose and make it a little bit more snatched, and I blended it up and down, up to her eyebrow and up to her the end of her nose, just to make it nice and straight. Now for her waterline, on the bottom part of her eye, I'm using the Prestige Total Intensity eyeliner in deepest black. Then I went back to the LORAC Pro Matte palette and I used the same shades that I had used earlier for the top part of her eye, and using the smaller brushes I applied the same shades on the bottom, which were the black, the light brown and the dark brown. After which I used the same mascara, which is the Benefit the Real Mascara, and applied this on her bottom lashes. For highlighter, I'm using the NYX Born to Glow highlighting palette and applied this on the highest points of her face. For the lips, we wanted to go for a nude type of look, so we went for like a pinkish nude type of lip look. The lip liner that I'm using is from MAC and it's in the shade Chestnut, which is like a dark brownish shade, and I applied the lip liner, just overline her lips a little bit, and I used a lip brush to just blend the lip liner into her lips. For the lip shade, I used a COLOURPOP liquid lipstick, but I don't remember the shade for the life of me, but it's a soft pink shade, and I applied that over the liner and into the middle of her lips and blended that out with a lip brush. So this is the final look. My Muse, as you can see, is a little bit shy and she couldn't pose, but yes, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment, like this video, and remember, don't hate, meditate. Bye.